Alright, so I was asked to make a video of this when I got done outfitting it. I always run a Thunderstruck bumper because I took out 4 deer and 2 front ends, and I don't even want to talk about on my other van. So now I run this big heavy bumper. I built a chin guard for it because all our other vans have spoilers and whatnot on the front to try to make them look a little better. So I put one on this thing I built yesterday just to make it blend in there a little better. Had to build a big air dam for the front because I hate wind noise, and anybody that drives one of these things long enough, you get tired of hearing it howl over the top of the rack. That pretty much kills it. It is quiet as can be inside now. Had to build an extension. The racks don't come long enough for these new vans that they ordered that are 20 inches longer. So I built an extension, built a tie bar that goes between it, so it all looks just like it was supposed to be there. Nothing cobbled. That lets it all fit the top of my van and look like it's supposed to. There's this plastic bulkhead they send out in it, and it's got this great big window between the 2 front seats. Well, that window's in there so that you can look out the windows of your cargo doors. You've noticed I don't have those windows in my cargo doors. So first thing I did was took a Sawzall to it and just started cutting. And I'm fortunate that I have some pretty good abilities with steel and shrinking, stretching, and forming, so I just reshaped everything in steel the way I wanted it to, put a light padding of foam on it, materialed it all out, made myself a little holder for my safety glasses and some additional paperwork. I put hooks up there. That way it's easy to hold the hard hat for whoever's working with me or just myself. I like to build a console for them. Just gives me a nice place to store stuff. I left the one in my old van, so whoever gets it back, you're welcome. Just helps hold everything. This one I sewed a little pocket in the front of this time. That's where this cell phone usually will go. Other than that, that's a remote I installed. That's what kicks my inverter on and on. So when I get in the morning, all I gotta do is reach up there and turn my inverter on in the back of my van, and it starts powering up all my stuff. I'll kind of show you that here in a minute. So I just took and basically took a sheet of plywood and then of course formed a piece of steel that's curved to fit the dang side of the van and tie it back into what's left of this little plastic bulkhead that's up there. Supposed to be a fire extinguisher there, but I never carry one there. It's always under my passenger seat. So I made a bracket and some stuff, kind of made a holder. So now I just reach up and grab my drills. And of course you can take it out even if you don't want to, and it'll fit even with the battery on it. Gives me a place for my impact. Even put a little holder down there that sets in there for my groover. Place to hold my pipe wrenches. I don't know if you guys use these or not. You take a yardstick, you cut it in half. Makes it really easy to slip up next to a dry pennant when you want to measure it. Hole saw tool holder. Of course you can see level. Holds my bandsaw. Holds my grinder. It holds everything I need to carry on this van. And it works out really well. That's all stuff. Those are extra sprinkler heads in all them boxes, sidewalls, pendants, etc. You guys know how it goes. It's all my nitrogen hoses and whatnot. There's a couple jigs up there. Then this is all escutcheons. I can't tell you how many hundreds of different styles I probably carry. When you're out in western Kansas, you have to think of everything. All the shells have been beefed up. I've been doing this for 15 years. I don't even want to talk about how many shells I've imploded, bent, had to weld up in the middle of the night. So now everything just gets the hell stiffened out of it. I use a piece of 2.5 inch gray PVC and some muffler clamps. That way the 6-foot all thread can go on there. I built a false floor that all my pipe slides underneath. They said they wouldn't buy me a toolbox because they don't make one strong enough to do the job, so I just built one. It works out pretty good. Carries all my stuff. Drill bits, packings for pumps, extra, you name it. And this side over here, that carries all my gauges, all my Sammys. I gotta stop the shop and grab the rest of my Sammy boxes and finish loading out that drawer in the back. Extra brushes, all that. And then I bet it's been over 10 years I've ran a box like this right inside this cargo door, strictly for 1 inch, because that's what we always grab all the time. Then I made a holder that's all 3/8, all 1/2 inch, so I can walk up here, grab an impact or whatever I need, grab a bucket, throw in some sockets, throw in a couple of pipe wrenches, grab my tool pouch off the door, which is I've always had hanging there just because it's easy access, and away I go. There's the batteries and the chargers. They go in. They'll set down in their little holders so they don't come out going down the road, but yet you can easily lock and unlock a battery. Goes up to a power strip. That power strip is fed from an inverter underneath my lower bin back there. Just try to come up with a way to organize this stuff. Went out and took it for a test drive today. Beat it up and down the road. Trying to see if I could get anything to rattle or fall off, or nope, dead quiet. Other than this fan that got sent out here, the engine fan is locked in solid all the time. It's drive you nuts, and my air conditioner doesn't work unless I'm idling. So me and General Motors will have a talk this next Friday, and it'll get fixed. It's only got 798 miles on it. I carry a small gang box. That's what I carry all my oiler and everything in. I've done that for several years just because I don't have all that oily, nasty, messy stuff everywhere. Other than that, down and behind there is that big plate. That's the inverter. So I can plug in down there if I need to. And then there's basically just another lead off of it that goes up. There's part of the cord. There's the remote. That's the remote wire that I'm pointing to that runs this thing. And then you can see the other wire that goes up there, and it just powers that, so I have all my stuff ready to go. I've done this on the last couple of vans. I like to put this heavy, it's like a gymnastic mat, padding back in the sidewalls of these things. So when I tip stuff in and up, your tripod. I like to run my power machine in the back corner because it's just easy to do. I almost thought about taking it off that tripod and just making it slide out, rotate as I need it to, slide it back in. But what it takes to convert that inverter to power that thing was, well, more than they wanted to talk about. Anyway, so I made a nice holder. I know how it is. We've all been doing this so long that you're constantly trying to come up with a better way to hold this, carry that. What can I hang this on that you can find at the local hardware store? And sometimes you can, and most of the time you can't. So I just fabricated everything I needed this time to get it done. It rides awesome. Anybody that gets a chance to have one of these is 20 inches longer. Other than it taking a country mile to turn it, wow, do they ride good. As soon as they get the fan fixed on the front of this one, it'll be dead quiet inside. Anyway, there you go, guys. Have a good one.